Hey everybody, Bill and Deb.
Hi there.
You know, it's just so hard to imagine such a beautiful day today.
It is beautiful here. Absolutely gorgeous. And spring is springing, as you can tell by the flowers behind us.
Yeah.
But with spring comes...
so does stormy season come as well. And we have to admit that this year has been one for the books, believe me.
Seems to be, and it's just beginning.
Yeah. The winter has been one for the books, and then of course, you know, severe storms happening in areas where you'd think it would still be winter, and tornadoes and stuff like that. And technically, what is the date today?
Today is the 24th of March.
So spring is officially
Spring is officially here.
Yeah. But we were supposed to be on the road tomorrow. By the way, where we are right now, we're visiting with some friends in central Mississippi.
Right.
And that's about all we're going to say about that. But we're having a wonderful time here, and unfortunately, the missus likes to cook.
That's not unfortunate, that's a blessing.
It is a blessing. Wow. And we just had a
wonderful Sunday dinner, lunch.
Wonderful Sunday lunch, yeah.
/ dinner.
Yeah, it's probably all I'm going to eat the rest of the day today. But anyway, we were supposed to be on the road tomorrow, headed towards our next destination, which is a campground in southern Arkansas, south of Pine Bluff, on the Arkansas River. I can say that much. But when we went in to look at the weather report for tomorrow.
Because as we've told you in the past, we watch the weather very closely.
Yeah, we have a lot of people ask us about that. You know, what do you do about weather? And we do monitor the weather very closely, as Deb just said. Our favorite ways to monitor the weather, I should say, is we use the app called AccuWeather, although at times we do refer to it as InAccuWeather.
InAccuWeather.
But
and we also watch Ryan Hall.
Yep, on YouTube.
On YouTube.
And if you remember, I don't know if some of you remember this, but like a year and a half or so ago, when we were traveling south, headed towards the Gulf Coast, there at near Ocean Springs, Mississippi, coming down through central and southern Mississippi, we got caught in some pretty violent thunderstorms, and we were barely missing.
We were dodging tornadoes.
Yeah. And basically what Deb did there, she pulled up on her phone while I was driving. She pulled up on her phone Ryan Hall, because he went live, and whenever he thinks it's serious enough, he'll go live so he can keep everybody informed. And he also had people out in the field, storm spotters out in the field. And his latest video talking about what's fixing to happen beginning later today and then all through tomorrow, he has mentioned that he will probably have people in the field.
And it doesn't bode good for this area or the area we're traveling through and to.
There are predictions of a threat of tornadoes. There are predictions of severe thunderstorms, torrential rain, high winds, hail. And we've been looking at, like we looked at where we are headed tomorrow, and about the time we would normally arrive there, that's when they're predicting would be the peak time that we could expect possibility of tornadoes, hail, severe thunderstorms, high winds. The list goes on. I mean, they're covering the whole gamut.
So basically, we could leave early, perhaps, but we'd still be driving through it.
Yeah.
We could leave later, but we'd still be driving through it because we're going from east to west. So after talking with our gracious hosts,
we've decided that maybe we're best to sit it out a day.
One more day.
Yeah. And, you know, it's great when you're able to do that. And we're in a position where we can do that here because our friends here are very accommodating when it comes to that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And they understand because they, too, are travelers. They don't travel full-time like we do. And even though they do have a beautiful home and a beautiful piece of property here, as you can tell, they're actually in their trailer, their cargo trailer conversion, more than they are at home. And they'll be heading out here shortly.
Yes, they're planning on heading out shortly.
But anyway, they said, yeah, it's a good idea to go ahead and stay another day and sit it out. So anyway, we thought we would kind of talk about that for a little bit and pose the question, you know, those of you that do travel, similar to how we do, how do you handle situations like this? Fortunately, we're in a position here at this place where we can stay an extra day and it doesn't affect anything. But sometimes if you're at a campground where you have
Reached your max.
reached your maximum amount of days there at the campground, and you have no choice but to travel the next day when the predictions are not promising as far as weather is concerned. You know, how do you handle a situation like that? What do you do? What would we do, dear?
Well, we did it once. Traveled through stormy weather.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
have often said we wished we had just talked to the campground and seen if we could stay one more day.
Because they, you know, we looked at everything and it looked like they were going to have sites available. You know, where
Yeah,
we
we
just
could have
stayed.
probably stayed one more day last year instead of, because, well, here again, we looked at AccuWeather and the other things, and we thought we would be out of the storm within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But no,
Didn't happen.
that wasn't the case.
Pretty much followed us almost all the way.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that is not fun.
No.
And being in a gray trailer on a gray day on a gray highway,
Yeah. Nobody can see you.
even with
In a
all your
torrential
lights
rain.
on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I have not, you know, and
That's
all
our
those
opinion.
memories are coming back.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about what we could
where we could possibly pull off, what we could
Yeah.
do, this and that and the other. So they're gracious enough to let us stay one more day, which is a blessing. I've
Mm-hmm.
got to go online to my reservation and see if I can modify it that I'm going to be a day late
Yeah.
for our next reservation.
Yeah.
I don't anticipate
No, there
any
won't be an
problem.
issue there. There won't be a problem.
But, you know, safety is everything.
Right. Yeah.
And, you know, if we had to leave here, then we would be monitoring the weather the entire trip and be a nervous wreck.
I know one thing, if we did go ahead and travel tomorrow, and maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot by not doing that, but if we covered it and did a video about it while we were traveling, I can only imagine the kind of views we get on something like that.
I really don't want to
But-
video a tornado and driving down the road.
No, not like that.
And not hail.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to end up setting up, you know, in torrential rain and hail and all that stuff. So far, you know, we've managed to avoid
Well, we've gotten wet.
heavy hailstorms, but we have gotten wet.
Gotten pretty
You know,
drenched.
Yeah, we got pretty drenched, and it's so funny every time when we get wet from
Yeah.
setting up or tearing down when we have to leave. The first thing we say to each other is, you know, we really need to get
We're
rain
getting
gear.
some rain gear. And you know
Yeah.
what? We forget it
Then we
until the
forget
next
it.
rain.
So,
There you are.
you know, and when we left the campground in Alabama to drive up here, we drove in rain. In fact, we crossed the Mobile Bay during a torrential rain, and that was a little
Yeah.
nerve-wracking. Fortunately, everybody on I-10
Behave
felt the same
themselves.
way we did, and they all slowed down, so you didn't have someone trying to push you off the road, which is always my fear, you know, if you get that over-anxious person. But fortunately, everybody slowed down. Even a few of them put their four-way flashers on, which was a good idea. And so, you know, everything was
Could we
fine.
travel? Yeah.
Yeah,
Since we don't have to, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
And we're just going to stay put for one more day.
then Tuesday's supposed to be a nice day, and then we'll be down the road.
And then we'll carry on.
Yeah, yeah.
Better safe than sorry.
So we'll be available, you know, to do more videos for people and talk about this and that and all kinds of things.
Well, we're getting ready to announce our new
Yeah, we have
merch for the rendezvous.
Right, right.
So we're getting ready to do that. And so we've got some new things coming up.
It's hard to imagine that the Spring Tiny House Adventures Rendezvous is just around the corner.
Yeah, it's only 2.5 months
Yeah,
away.
June the 10th through the 14th at the Greenville Campground in Greenville, Missouri, which is a Corps of Engineer campground. And when we announced that as soon as the 6-month window opened, because you can only, at a Corps of Engineer campground, you cannot make a reservation more than 6 months in advance. So what we did was we announced it just after that 6-month window opened up, and within a day and a half, the campground was full.
There is, I guess, a waiting list. You can go through the Corps
Mm-hmm.
and put your name in a waiting list because a couple of our friends was able to grab a cancellation.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Invariably, there's always going to be cancellations.
Well, yeah, life kicks in.
Because life happens to some folks, and they
Yes.
just can't make it. So if you would like to try to attend, and we will be talking more about that as time goes on here, but if you would like to try to attend the Spring Tiny House Adventures Rendezvous in Greenville, Missouri, which is in the southeast corner of Missouri, not very far from Poplar Bluff, Missouri. That'll give you an idea. It's called Greenville Campground in Greenville, Missouri. That'll be June the 10th through June the 14th. And the campground is a beautiful campground. They have full hookups at every single site, which when we say full hookups, we mean, yes, they have sewer as well. Water, electric, and sewer. And almost every single site is almost perfectly level. So very little involved in setting up at this campground. So anyway, but that's going to be here before we know it. So we will be talking about here in the next few days, we'll be talking about our new shirts that
Yes.
we're going to be offering at that. And for those of you that want to get you a shirt in either red or black, that's the only two colors we'll be offering them. You'll be able to take a look at them, see what you think, and then let us know, and then we'll go ahead and put you on the list. So anything else before we go?
No, I don't think so. But everyone that's in this storm, y'all be careful.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open. Watch out for it. Up north, it's going to snow through the area that we will be traveling. Like we said, tornadoes, rain, high winds, and hail is the prediction.
It's and here again, it may not turn out
maybe
anywhere
nothing.
near what everybody's predicting, but when you have so many different people in the weather industry, can I call it that?
Saying the same thing, maybe we should pay attention.
Maybe it's time, because sometimes you'll have some say, well, I don't think it's going to do this, and others will say, yeah, it's going to do this, but everybody's saying this is going to be something to definitely watch out for. So we're going to sit tight, and we would appreciate your input as to what you guys do if you ever have a situation like this. But sometimes, as far as we're concerned, when you have concerns like that, and especially when you consider that this is our home, I'm looking at our home over here, you can't see it. This is our home. If we lose this, we've lost our home.
Right.
And I certainly don't want to live with my kids.
They don't want you either.
Melinda and Kevin, I don't want to live with you guys.
Kevin don't have room.
We have to take Josh's room. Josh, you hear that? And I don't think Josh would go for that either.
No, probably not.
And Matt, there'd be none of that head banging music being played up in your bedroom. You understand that too?
Oh my.
Those are our grandchildren. And here in a few more days, we might have a special announcement to make as far as grandkids and a possible addition.
Maybe.
We'll know more about it here in a few days, and then we'll let everybody know. But it's going to be some exciting news. I guess that's enough for today.
That's enough for today.
Anyway, we really do appreciate all those who come on our channel and watch our videos. We have fun doing them. I've got several things that I've got planned, little projects to talk about, things like that might be of interest to a lot of you out there. I just picked up a really neat little tire inflator here just the other day. And for a portable tire inflator, this thing is pretty cool. And we'll be doing a video about that for any of you that might be interested in looking into this, because so far it's very impressive. This thing is impressive. Anyway, we're going to let you go. This is Bill and Deb with I Ride Tiny House Adventures, and you know exactly what we're going to say. What are we going to say? We're not camping.
We are living.
Y'all get out there. Do some living, but watch out for those storms. And we'll see you again soon. We'll let you know how everything went. We'll talk to you again. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.